This video is for those of you that have been stressed about studying for years on end. I'm going to go over 2 truths that you need to know about studying, and hopefully it puts things into perspective. The first truth. When I was 14 years old, I would get extremely excited whenever a snow day was coming. I would wake up early in the morning, get dressed in multiple layers, grab a shovel, and take the subway to the wealthiest part of town, which also happened to have the oldest population. I would knock on doors and ask if anyone wanted me to shovel their sidewalk or yard. And I would do this all morning and consistently make $200 to $300 every single time. The first truth is that you don't need to study for years to get the typical college or even high school degree to make money. What you need to do is be able to provide value for people. You need to be able to solve their problems. Sometimes studying for a degree can serve as proof that you are capable of providing value, but it's not the only form of proof out there. In fact, the majority of the time, employers put a lot more weight on other forms of proof to see whether or not you are suited for the job. For example, if you are an artist of any kind, the employers in your field will care far more about your portfolio, how good your art is, than whether or not you have a degree. Fun fact, one of the first animators that worked with us on this channel landed a job at Disney without a degree whatsoever. The same thing applies to software engineers. Employers care much more about your ability to solve the problems they present to you during the interview as compared to whether or not you have the typical degree. Many of my personal friends have landed entry-level software positions, making close to 6 figures with just 6 months of a coding bootcamp under their belt. If you're interested in learning more about these alternative career paths that do not require a typical degree, I suggest you check out a recent video I did which goes over 3 career paths. All 3 of these paths are currently in high demand, pay well for entry level, and require less than 6 months of study to get hired. These are also careers that can be done remotely, which means you will also have the freedom to travel while working. If you are interested, click on the link in the description box below. Now let's move on to the second truth about studying, which is that it should not be hard. It should not be something that you stress about for months on end. In fact, I believe that we should only study things that naturally interest us. There are people out there who genuinely enjoy programming, who love being able to create using code. People like this have a natural affinity for software engineering and computer science. If this is you, then you should study it. If this is not you, then you should find something else to do. Because when you try to force yourself to study a subject that you don't care about whatsoever, you end up facing endless obstacles. You become prone to procrastination and burnout. You can search for tips online all you want, but at the end of the day, it will always be difficult. It'd be equivalent to pushing a boulder up a mountain as compared to pushing one down. And something else to keep in mind, a lot of the studying that occurs in school, especially high school and college, is incredibly inefficient. You're forced to spend a huge percentage of your time studying subjects that you don't care about at all just to graduate. If you take all this time and redirect it into figuring out how to make money ASAP, you'd be making a decent living well before any of your peers get their degree. Studying subjects you don't care about serves no purpose other than getting you closer to that piece of paper that you've been conditioned to believe is necessary to make money, which we debunked in truth number 1. Again, if you want to learn about some alternative career paths that require less than 6 months of study, click on the link below. I hope this video gave you some perspective. So many of us are brought up thinking that going to school and spending years studying random subjects increases our chances of success in life. This may have been the case in the past, but the world is rapidly changing. If you don't remain flexible, you will fall behind.